What's up, everybody? Well, I just got back from seeing Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and here's what I thought about it. Now, first and foremost, like everyone who's watched this video right now should be, I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. Started with Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and of course, The Last Crusade. So, of course, when I knew there was a new Indiana Jones movie coming out after 19 years since The Last Crusade, of course, my reaction was, yeah! I mean, it was kind of the same reaction I had with when the new Rocky Balboa movie came out called Rocky Balboa, even though it's Rocky 6, but don't have to get into that. And I had the same thing. Those are movies I love and a character that, everyone knows. And actually, I was pleasantly surprised with Rocky Balboa. I felt it was really well done. It didn't blow you away, and it wasn't meant to do that. It was a movie, it tied the lost ends together, and what Rocky Balboa did well was everyone who was a fan, I can't say I grew up watching it because they were made before I was born, but I watched them when I was young, and I've watched a lot of them. And so when you watch Rocky Balboa, you see the best parts of that movie aren't the fights, aren't the boxing. It's when he's walking the streets of Philadelphia, going through these iconic parts of the entire franchise. The pet shop where he met his wife, Adrian. The ice skating rink. The meat shop. All those things, it brings you back a little bit. And that's what I was hoping Indiana Jones would kind of do. And the Crystal Skull does make the attempt to create those kind of iconic moments from the trilogy, such as when he looks at the picture of his father, who is now deceased, Sean Connery, who did a great job as playing Henry Jones the First in The Last Crusade. You also have, I thought one of the best scenes in the movie is when we're reminded of Indiana Jones' fear of snakes. And I won't give it away, but you'll know it when it happens. And I thought they did an excellent job with that. And also, to me, there was a fight in the movie that was eerily similar to the infamous plane fight in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, except instead of a big propeller blade coming at them, it's a bunch of insects. But if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the most important thing about a movie is that it is entertaining. And I'm not going to tell you guys that I was not entertained during the movie. It had some great parts in it, and there was a lot of parts where it was just straight up Indiana Jones looking for stuff, fighting off, and this one communist, I guess he got done with the Nazis, and moving along. But at one point, it just runs off the tracks a little bit for me. Now, in the previous 3 movies before this one, each one kind of had their own little weird level, I like to say. The movie is supposed to set in a real-time base, but there's always a little quirk in there. There's some little mystical feel to some parts of it. And it's not a huge deal a lot of times. It's accumulated throughout the films, and then it's revealed at the end, such as in The Last Crusade with the ghost guarding the Holy Grail, and of course, what happens after the man drinks out of the wrong one. Then you've got the Temple of Doom with the guy who can rip people's hearts out of their chest. And then in Raiders of the Lost Ark, well, the melting faces and whatnot. They were weird. They don't fit with the time we live in, as in the real time, but they worked with the movie. But in this one, it didn't feel that way. You see, in the first 3, for me personally, I felt they didn't overdo those strange parts of the movie. And so when those happen, you appreciate them more. In this one, the resolution of the Crystal Skull adventure is just plain weird. All I have to say is, George Lucas, yes, we get it. You wrote Star Wars. Now get over it. This is Indiana Jones. Instead, in the first 3 films, where when the twist comes, you're almost like, awesome, cool, Indiana Jones rule. The Crystal Skull resolution, on the other hand, leaves you with, what? Huh? Really? Really? It just doesn't work. It's just too out there, and it doesn't fit within the confines of what we think of as Indiana Jones. All I have to say is, you don't always have to see everything to really appreciate what you're trying to accomplish within the movie. Sometimes what you hide from the audience makes the movie that much more enjoyable. In this one, they try to show you everything, and it just doesn't work. My advice to people who haven't seen it, who want to see it, wait for the DVD. Rent it or something like that. Don't go pay $8.50 or $10 to go watch it. It's just not worth it, I don't think. And I know a lot of people like me who are avid Indiana Jones fans are going to go watch it in theater, so go ahead and do it. But once you see it, I think you're going to realize, yeah, this is probably just a DVD flick. And that's what I hate about it, that I think it feels rushed and it doesn't feel thought out. It feels like, well, they're just trying to squeeze more money out of the franchise when it was just a perfect trilogy. So final verdict, it had its moments. It's entertaining at times, but overall it feels forced and not well thought out. So I can't recommend it to anybody if y'all gonna take my opinion or not, but that's what I think about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I don't want to give anything away, but Indiana Jones dies at the end of the movie. Oops, did I just say that out loud?